Need Pokemon Go PvP coaching? Well, I'm on Metafy. So click that link in the video description and it'll take you right to my page. What's up, guys? Got another exciting video for you today. This time we're taking a look at Little Jungle Cup. Honestly, I'm a pretty big fan of the little cups, and in this case we're actually using a Pokemon without a second move, so we're saving a bunch of Stardust here as well. Before we get into the video, huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. Could not be doing this without you guys. But yeah, let's take a look at Little Jungle Cup. So the team we have here, we got Vigoroth, Shelmet, and Galarian Stunfisk. So this is a balanced team. This means that once again, we're going to be staying in against every lead, except for maybe Drifloon and maybe Cottonee, the really hard counters to Vigoroth. Everything else, you just stay in, and then Shelmet and Galarian Stunfisk should be able to clean up in the back with an energy advantage. Let's talk about movesets for a little bit. Vigoroth, I only have Body Slam here. In the lead, you don't really need Brick Break. Brick Break only is better against Stunfisk. Even against something like another Vigoroth, Body Slam does more damage, so Body Slam is just by far the best move here. Shelmet, honestly the MVP of this team, and maybe the best Pokemon in the entire Little Jungle meta right now. This Pokemon is so tanky. If you look at the IVs of my Pokemon, they're not that good either. So Shelmet runs Infestation, Bug Buzz, and Body Slam. Essentially, you're just going to be Body Slamming everything. Once again, there's a couple cases where I will use Infestation, but they're few and far between, as it does a little bit, slightly more neutral damage than Body Slam, but it has the big risk in Little Cup of getting shielded. And then Galarian Stunfisk. So, very meta, but let's talk about the movesets. So I use Earthquake and Rock Slide. There are multiple movesets for Galarian Stunfisk in Little Cup. Muddy Water hits hard enough that it deserves a mention. As well, Flash Cannon deserves a mention for being able to deal with Cottonee, otherwise you have some issues. But overall, this team can kind of just deal with Cottonee generally. It just takes a team effort to take it down. So I figured the Earthquake for the extra power against some of these neutral matchups, and then also against the Galarian Stunfisk matchup was nice. But in hindsight, I might be running Muddy Water. I don't know. I think it's user preference. Do you want the big nuke or do you not? So in this case, you can see me using it, but it's on a 3 HP Wooper. So did it pay off? Who knows? Yeah, Little Jungle Cup. All these Pokemon are super squishy. So it's very hard to find a team that works consistently in the meta, but I do believe I found one. Here we have a Wooper lead versus Vigoroth. You're going to play the Zero Shield against most of these Pokemon, the exception being Skarmory, and we'll talk about how to play that in a little bit. So in this case, they're going to get to a Body Slam or a Mud Bomb. We're going to let through. We already got our Body Slam through and grab a shield. And this is exactly what we want. They're going to get another Body Slam off, have no energy, and come in with Shelmet and just farm all the way down. So the thing with Shelmet is, all those Body Slams are hitting Wooper really hard and hitting Vigoroth very hard. They don't hit Shelmet very hard. So we're able to bait out or force a switch here at the threat of being farmed all the way down, which is how a lot of these games will go. And in comes Skorupi. Gonna throw the Rock Slide right away. Skorupi outpaces Galarian Stunfisk, but you do live 2 Aqua Tails. So we're not gonna shield anything. We're gonna put it all on Shelmet. This is going to happen a lot in these games. Get to that second Rock Slide. They know they have to throw to prevent the farm down, or sorry, the KO. So you're going to come in with Shelmet and just farm this Skorupi down. Yeah, unfortunately they are going to get to their move because I lagged a turn. But if they didn't, they would have been a perfect farm down. Shelmet would have a lot of energy. But unfortunately, it's not the case. Going to throw Body Slams here. At the Swinub, I'm throwing 1 Infestation in between. That's good timing. And we do get the shield there. Unfortunately, I will have to shield. Just a Body Slam. They didn't think they could make it to the Icy Wind. So I'm going to farm up a little bit more. They're going to come back in with Wooper. And at this point, I'm just going to take the Wooper out. And I still have a Body Slam ready for the Swinub, which unfortunately will not be enough to take it out, but the result in Infestation will. So essentially with this team, you're going to be throwing like 6 Body Slams a game, probably 1 from Vigoroth and 5 from Shelmet, and that's just generally how it's going to work. Ducklett lead. So this is a kind of a tough one too. You might be thinking Vigoroth's not that good here. It all depends on how your opponent plays this matchup. I'm just going to throw a Body Slam right away. At the very least, this will get Ducklett low. A lot of them will shield because Body Slam from Vigoroth might be the biggest nuke that they're going to experience, which is true. So we're going to no shields, and a lot of times this is just a Bubble Beam, which means I'm free to get a couple more Body Slams off. At this point, it doesn't matter. As long as Stunfisk would be able to KO with the Rock Slide, it doesn't really make too much of a difference here. They're going to Bubble Beam again, and then I'm going to come in with Stunfisk and just get a big farm. I know I'm not going to be able to get there before they get to Bubble Beam, and we're just going to let that through. Also, because of its little cup, there's a couple weird things going on. Like, Galarian Stunfisk is very squishy in this cup, so it actually wins CMP versus a lot of other Pokemon, including Skorupi, and you can take advantage of that. So if you've been used to playing Galarian Stunfisk and you're upset because you lose CMP a lot, well, guess what? The tables have turned. You're a lot squishier than a lot of these other tanky Pokemon. Alright, Glitter comes in to the counter switch for Shelmet. You might be thinking this is not a good matchup either, but look, Shelmet tanks these Night Slashes like it's nobody's business. We're going to outpace to the Body Slams, and even force a shield here. And it just got an Infestation through, which means that if I live this, I'll have another Body Slam, and going to be able to get it off on this poor little Swinub. And we're going to go for the Earthquake. No messing around here. We still have a shield, so if we just take out the Swinub before it gets to an Icy Wind, we shouldn't have a problem two-shielding through the rest of this team. And just throwing some Rock Slides here, so Shelmet once again doing a fantastic job, essentially taking out a Pokemon and grabbing a shield. It's honestly nuts. This Pokemon is, I don't know why I'm not seeing it at all. I don't know why I'm not seeing it at all in Little Cup. I think I played 2 days of Little Cup and I've maybe seen one Shelmet on an opposing team. That's it. And the thing is, this Pokemon will be good in other Little Cups too. It just has really good stats. Alright, so finally they come into Skorupi, and then with the Skorupi switch in, we go in with G-Fisk. You can swap a little slow, but don't swap too slow, because you don't want them to outpace you too hard. If you swap within 2 Poison Stings, it's probably fine. But in this case, I don't really care too much about winning switch here. It's about shields for the most part. So we're going to let another one through. And then we're going to get to this Rock Slide, which is going to be great at pressuring this Skorupi's HP, because at this point now you can kind of threaten farming them down. So they have to throw their Aqua Tail, come in with either Pokemon. Skorupi 4 times resist counters, so you can actually get more of a farm than you think. So we're going to get 2 hits towards Body Slam here, and then in comes Ducklett. So this is kind of where we want to see it too, right? We want the Ducklett on the Vigoroth, not on the Shelmet. And Vigoroth does quite a bit of damage to it. And we have the Swinub in the front too. So at this point, it's kind of about just 2-shielding the Vigoroth here. That's the win condition. Just being able to 2-shield this Ducklett, even if get Bubble Beamed. You can just swap out versus the Swinub. Shelmet should beat it in the 0 shield regardless, but Vigoroth will be able to take it down much faster. So we're just going to go up to the Bug Buzz here. Yeah, I think that's the hardest part about using Shelmet, is determining when to use Bug Buzz or Body Slam. And it'll take a little bit of time to learn when you need that amount of damage, because it is a little bit cheaper. So in this case, it would have been much better to go double Body Slam. But it is what it is. We'll still take out the Swinub regardless. We still have a shield and still have Vigoroth. So a lot of these games are very, very comfortable if you can manage to get a shield advantage out of either your Vigoroth or your Stunfisk or your Shelmet. And it's nice to be playing a charge move dependent team. Okay, Skarmory, this is different. So we're going to throw Body Slam at 7. This is not Shadow Skarmory. No, it's regular Skarmory. So we're going to throw that. And then they're going to throw their move. And at this point, I shield. But I'm not getting as much farm out of that matchup as I would have wanted to. In this case, they go in with Cottonee. And Cottonee is a tough one. It's pretty good against Shelmet even, because Shelmet doesn't resist it, and Charm is just a monster in this cup. But we're going to throw Body Slams here. Unfortunately, they got a Charm through, so I'm going to have to throw my Body Slam right away. We'll see if I get to this last Body Slam. Yeah, the Charm through kind of ruined that plan. But luckily, I'm able to come in with G-Fisk. We're going to be able to soak up the Seed Bomb a little bit better than Vigoroth, and commence with this absolutely huge farm. Unless they switch. So in comes Numel. Oh, yeah. Fire types, not so good for this backline. That's the one core breaker. Remember, with a balanced team, your core is in the back. So Shelmet and G-Fisk is your core. And the one core breaker to this is the fire types, which honestly, Jeeves can deal with an energy advantage, and so can Shelmet. Shelmet actually beats Litleo in the one shield. If it's running Fire Fang and they don't throw their moves at the proper time, it's kind of crazy. But in this case, Numel's going to be a little bit too much for my HP depleted G-Fisk to deal with. But either way, you get 4 wins this set. And move right into the next set here. And see how this team keeps faring. So Vigoroth lead in the mirror. Okay, so my Vigoroth has very poor PvP IVs. It has won the CMP every time. So if yours also has very poor IVs, this is how I would play it. Go straight for the body slam, get the shield, let your Vigoroth get KO'd, and then come in with the Shelmet and take it out before it gets to a body slam. Unfortunately, this time they switched to Skarmory, which is fine. I switched to Skarmory, and Galarian Stunfisk comes in. And that Sky Attack did a lot more damage than I thought. This matchup is nowhere near as safe as it was in Great League. We're going to throw the Rock Slide here. And I don't want to let them get to another Sky Attack, so we're going to throw once again. And I'm not going to come up this with as much of an energy lead as I would have liked, unfortunately. So this Vigoroth is likely going to be able to farm down. Just kidding. I straight up lied to your faces. Yeah, it does not able to get the Rock Slide. They actually let their Vigoroth go, so it depends on what's in the back. In this case, Galarian Stunfisk versus Shelmet. You might think this is a pretty bad matchup, and you'd be right. But in the 2 versus 1 shield, Shelmet actually has a pretty good shot here. It's just bulky enough to live that Rock Slide without being scared of getting farmed down afterwards. So we still have 2 shields remaining. Gonna shield up that Rock Slide. I thought they might Muddy Water bait the first time, so that's why I didn't shield the first one. You never know what Galarian Stunfisks are running in this cup. At this point, just going to throw Body Slam to bait out the final shield. Once again, shield up, and then we're going to focus on under tapping here. So we got to make sure we wait till that button comes back up before we press it. Very important skill to have, because it's very game winning in this case. Getting that final Bug Buzz off and taking out that Galarian Stunfisk, even with the matchup disadvantage. So it just shows you how important shields and or energy can be in Little Cup when Pokemon are this squishy, right? Golbat lead. This might be the worst lead, or one of the worst leads for the team. Drifloon would probably be the worst lead. But Vigoroth still does a decent amount of damage to it. So kind of hope they don't shield it. They shield it. That's fine. Poison Fang isn't going to KO Vigoroth, but it'll deal quite a bit of damage. And then Golbat will be able to farm down afterwards. Galarian Stunfisk can come in. And they actually throw a Poison Fang here. Very interesting decision. Means they're committing to staying in with the Golbat. And that means they must have one Pokemon on the back that hard counters Stunfisk and one that isn't so good. So we're going to take out the Golbat, and then we're going to swap to clear this debuff right away. But somehow I got mind gamed, because Skorupi is not good against Stunfisk. So not really sure what's happening here. Either way, the other added benefit of Shelmet is that everyone thinks it's a Steel type. For some reason, because look at him, he's got a set of armor, it's so cute, but he's not a Steel type. Throw your cross poisons at him. I saw a lot of people throwing Aqua Tails for the first move, and it being neutral, and then being like, wait a second, maybe I should be throwing cross poisons instead. Either way, Shelmet does a great job against Skorupi. Unfortunately, it's just going to win CMP there. This Skorupi is running Infestation for some reason. But at this point, the Skorupi is low enough that I'm going to try and farm down with Stunfisk. And in comes Swinub. I'm going to bait with the Rock Slide, grab the shield, and then I figured an Earthquake would be enough at this point. But after an Icy Wind, not so much, unfortunately. So the right play would have probably been to throw that Rock Slide. Or double Rock Slide. Actually, maybe not. Wait, did I actually get... Okay, never mind. I will take down the Skorupi with a Rock Slide. So, Galarian Stunfisk able to finish this one off. Earthquake being the right play there. I think that's one of like 3 or 4 times where Earthquake actually came in handy. I think Muddy Water would help a lot in the mirror. It depends how much you're seeing Stunfisks. Alright, so Swinub lead into Ducklett, and Ducklett, oh man, yeah, this was a weird one. I swapped into my Stunfisk before I realized it was a Water Gun Ducklett. So this Water Gun Ducklett actually is very good matchups versus the entire team. It's kind of scary. Bubble Beam hits Stunfisk hard, and I'm just hoping that I'm going to get to another Rock Slide here to either force a shield or be able to deal some real damage into this Ducklett. Because yeah, it's going to be able to get a farm down. Going to come in with probably Vigoroth because I'm almost at that move. Well, this is a risky no shield, but I have to do it because I got to take some advantage out of this matchup. So we're going to farm up quite a bit on the Vigoroth. Hopefully I can get to a second Body Slam against another Pokemon. And yeah, maybe not. Gonna have to shield up a Bubble Beam, which is unfortunate. And for some reason, I just let my Vigoroth go down. Yeah, there's a bit of a misplay there. We still have hope, though. We still have Shelmet. I'm gonna throw the Body Slam here. It's the safer play. I wasn't sure if the Bug Buzz would KO, so we're gonna go for the double Body Slam versus this Swinub. And it doesn't quite KO, which was a bit of a disaster. If I had the shield for the next Pokemon, it might have been winnable. Just kidding. I don't know why they didn't bring out their Onix earlier. So Legacy Onix, they spent Elite TM or had the Legacy on that. It's going to be able to stomp Shelmet in the back. So bit of a disaster in that game. Well played by my opponent for sure. Cottonee lead. I do switch onto this one, I think, into Shelmet. Both Shelmet and G-Fist can deal with it. Unfortunately, in this case, in comes Wormadam Trash. This is the first time I've ever seen this in Little Cup. So a bit of bad luck there. But this is a Pokemon that resists Body Slam and Infestation, so everything's resisted from Shelmet, but let's see how close we can make this matchup. I think if I were willing to spend more shields, Shelmet may have been able to win this even. But in this case, I don't know if it's worth a shield. We're going to be able to come back in with G Stunfisk, get a nice farm down here. Good energy lead, so hopefully even though we're even in shields, having this energy will be able to help flip a matchup. And it's Talonflame, so we're going to throw 2 Mud Shots and a Rock Slide every time. Fortunately with shields, this Talonflame can kind of go through the whole team. So going to get those 2 Rock Slides off. And then they're going to swap into Cottonee, so I'm going to swap into Vigoroth again for this. Get the Body Slam through. Questionable decision making for me. I might have been better served staying in with the G-Fisk. In this case, I mean, they throw their Seed Bomb, which allows me to get a move through, or an extra turn of a move, which means I will actually be able to get to this next Body Slam. If they did not throw the Seed Bomb, I would not have been able to do this, I don't think. In this case, I am actually going to undercharge versus this Cottonee because I need an energy lead on my G-Fisk, so I'm going to be able to get 2 Mud Shots through, and then they know the game is over. So, yeah, I accidentally threw the Body Slam before realizing, hey, I don't want to take this Cottonee down. Undercharge was absolutely necessary to win that game. So, always be cognizant on whether or not you actually want to win a matchup or not. If I take down that Cottonee, I lose the game. Another Cottonee lead. We have a redo here. These Cottonee leads are kind of tough, but in comes Vigoroth, and I don't think this player knows how the Vigoroth Shelmet matchup goes. I guess before this, I didn't either, but you only need 2 Body Slams, so we're going to be able to throw these 2 Body Slams before they even throw their first one. I think they're storing up a little bit of energy, which is great. It means I get shield advantage. So, and no shield this first Body Slam, and it barely does half HP, so Shelmet going to be able to take Switch or Shield out of this one, whichever one I want. I realize, hey, their energy dry, I can come in with Vigoroth, get a nice farm on their Vigoroth, and now I have a loaded Body Slam almost, this game, with a shield up. What I should have done was thrown Rock Slide here to CMP tie the Icy Wind, but I do need to start spending my shield somewhere. And this Cottonee is a real problem, and Drifloon is a real problem as well. So we're just going to keep throwing Rock Slides at this Cottonee. I faked the Flash Cannon the first time, but if they don't bite, then it is what it is. Oh, tough decision, but I have to shield the Seed Bomb up. Okay, gonna throw with good timing. Hopefully this Rock Slide KOs. They have a shield too, though, and it doesn't. So, gonna switch with the Rock Slide stored, but unfortunately, it's not really possible for Vigoroth to friend this Drifloon. This is the one Pokemon that you really don't have any play against as Vigoroth with any of the recommended movesets. Just because the Flying type also resists Bulldoze if you were to run it. Although, if you were to run a second move in Little Cup, I would recommend Brick Break. But it's not very necessary at all. But yeah, you can see how much damage these Body Slams still do, but the thing is they still have a shield. So Galarian Stunfisk isn't going to be able to farm down, and they have 2 Icy Winds now. So well played by my opponent, recognizing their win condition is just to farm up to 2 Icy Winds. So well played by them. I was hoping they wouldn't see it, but it is what it is. So only 3 wins this set. That's okay. Ooh, the next set, I had a lot of lag. and usually I remove the entire set. The result was a 3-2, but what I did instead was I realized I had one game where lag absolutely won me the game, and one game where lag absolutely lost me the game. So I removed both. So now we can see this new 3-game set, see how it goes. Skorupi lead, this is the first time we've seen this in this video. This is pretty tough. Skorupi actually beats Vigoroth in the Zero Shield. Oh, and they get the boost, by the way. So Skorupi gonna get the boost, and you know what? His luck's probably run out, right? So he spends the shield. Yeah, there's no way he's gonna get the second boost, right? The odds are just so low. Oh yeah, there's the second boost. So this is kind of how my little cup's been going so far. At this point with boosts, I have to shield the Aqua Tail. If there are no boosts, I wouldn't shield this Aqua Tail. We're gonna throw the Rock Slide right before they get to their next move. See if they want to go down 2 shields to protect their boosted Skorupi, and they don't. Probably lucky for me, I wouldn't like to go shields down. They swap into Vig, and I'm gonna swap into Shelmet. I really hope they don't switch out here. I'm going to shield up Shelmet, as that's probably the highest damage nuke that they have. Vigoroth's Body Slam hits really hard. So in comes Skrelp. Just going to keep throwing Infestations and Body Slams. And even though Infestation is resisted against Skrelp, these Body Slams are not. So going to build up a little bit more. Take out the Skrelp. Farm it down. And guess what? This Vigoroth, it doesn't have 2 shields, and Shelmet has 2. So this Shelmet literally took out pretty much a Vigoroth and a Skrelp at the same time with 1 shield. So they do use the Brick Break there. In this case, I already have the Body Slam loaded on Shelmet. So as long as they didn't end up with a move, Shelmet's going to be able to take out this Vigoroth and win the game. So that was a double boosted Skorupi off the bat. So all you guys out there blaming your losses on boosts, you can still win. But it does make it a lot harder. It does make it a lot harder for sure. Alright, Altaria Elite, this one's kind of tough too. But definitely dealable with, because you outpace so hard with Vigoroth. We're going to throw the Body Slam here. A lot of people shield Body Slams. It's such a big nuke. So we get the shield. I'm going to try and go for the next Body Slam. But obviously if they throw right away, you're not going to make it. We're going to let this through. Goodbye Vigoroth, you've done your job, you won shield advantage. Coming in with G Stunfisk, we're going to farm up to 7. They actually catch on Chansey. This is very sad. Chansey is very tanky, but luckily Stunfisk resists Pound. So it does take a little bit to go down. I'm going to charge up to multiple Rock Slides and swap out to Shelmet. Shelmet's not a Steel type, so these Pounds do a little bit more. And the Psychic does a little bit more, but Shelmet does not have as good of a matchup versus Altaria. So the goal here, the switch timer is kind of out of sync because they caught a move. So after this first move I throw, and maybe after the second one, I'm going to have to keep some energy on my Shelmet. Or I should be keeping some energy on my Shelmet so I can pause the clock and get back out. Yeah, but they catch me off guard. Luckily, I have a little bit of energy, so it doesn't take me too long to get to this Body Slam. I'm going to throw it, get out, and throw this Rock Slide immediately. They're already at a Sky Attack, I'm assuming, so yeah, they shield. And then I throw the Rock Slide again. That's a bad play. If they shield, they're for sure at that move already, so you're going to have to shield Sky Attack. It hits really hard, and unfortunately, I pulled into the CMP. I can't farm a little bit more like I would like. In comes Chansey. They're going to throw a move. I'm not going to shield anything from Chansey. There's no way. So the Psychic actually does a decent amount of damage. So we're going to farm all the way up. Get this Earthquake up. Yeah, if you're playing against a Chansey and someone is going to disrespect you by playing that Chansey, farm up on it every time. In comes Wooper. We're going to throw this Rock Slide. Hopefully it deals a decent amount of damage despite being resisted. But I think I've lost this game. I should have swapped right away, because my Stunfisk has the threat of being farmed down. Yeah, they're going to get to that Body Slam right as I get to mine, and Wooper is obviously going to win CMP here. So it's all over but the crying, and we're going to lose this game. But remember, this is best of 3. This is best of 3. So next game, winner takes all here. Litleo lead exactly where you want to see it. In comes Chansey. Oh man, if someone swaps in a Chansey, this is free real estate right here. Charge up to 2 Body Slams. This Chansey's at like 75% HP, and then G Stunfisk comes in to tank whatever charge move. This is the dream. So 2 full Body Slams on Vigoroth means that whatever they have in the back, unless it's a Drifloon or a Ghost type, is going to be in some real problems. Even G Stunfisk or G-Fisk is going to take a lot of damage. Remember to farm up on these Chanseys a lot. They're essentially just energy pillows, energy pinatas. You just hit them and collect your energy. And look at that. We're going to end this matchup with a move as well. In comes Litleo. I probably should have thrown the Earthquake, but I panicked. And sometimes you just panic. They shield anyways. Take down the Vigoroth. Sorry, Stunfisk. We're going to come back in with Vigoroth, of course. And they catch a move. And you know what? That's okay, because this is a Skarmory. And Skarmory's great against Shelmet as well. In this case, I'm going to throw both Body Slams at it. Counter damage should be enough to take down Litleo, and these Body Slams are quite a bit. The other thing is that Shelmet does beat Litleo in the one shield, so I could have actually just went for that matchup as well, but it's kind of dependent on who's sneaking what through. In this case, I decided to just bring my Shelmet into the Skarmory. I know one Body Slam is not going to be enough from Shelmet. We're going to need to throw 2 Body Slams, but that doesn't matter. I farmed up as much as I actually could. We'll see if I can get to a Body Slam versus this Litleo as well. My Shelmet looks kind of healthy. Yeah, should be able to. It's that Body Slam. And then we still have a shield for the Flame Charge at Crunch. Litleo doesn't have a cheap move, so all we have to do is shield once and just counter this Litleo down. I know it's not even close. Not even close. At least 1 HP there. At least 1, probably 2 HP. But yeah, so still almost lost this game, I guess, despite the fact that I got that huge farm on Chansey. Chansey's a pretty good Pokemon in Little Jungle. That's true. And I think it's much better against players who aren't willing to take advantage of it. Wait, did I get this wrong? Did I not cut out the right amount of games? Either way, we have a Skorupi lead here, and I think this is Deja Vu. It's not the same game, but they do get the boost, which is pretty ridiculous. So I've been boosted. I played Skorupi all the day before this, and I got more Skorupi boosts against me on this day than I did in total playing 25 games. So I don't know what's happening. No double boost this time. There's the proof. It's a different game, and I didn't just mess up the editing. Same thing though with the boost. I probably have to shield this Aqua Tail. It's going to deal an absolute ton of damage. I'm going to throw Rock Slide with my G-Fisk. Remember, you win CMP now, so you can charge up to, or I think you win CMP at least, so you can charge up to 4. That's how long it takes them to get to their Aqua Tail. And yeah, I let one through that time. You can see how much damage a boosted Aqua Tail does. It's like 80%, 70-80% of Stunfisk's HP, but we still do have a shield this time. And in comes Crustle. Oh my god, how unlucky. We have Shelmet in the back versus Crustle in the 1v0 shield. This is unwinnable. Oh wait, Shelmet beats Crustle in the 0 shield. Funny how that works. And they come with the Skarmory and leave. I mean, I'll take it. I think they still had a chance, but I'll take it for sure. Maybe this wasn't the set I had to cut out games. Maybe it was the previous set. Either way, one of them I had to cut them out. So Skarmory lead. This time I don't throw right away because I want to farm a little bit more. So we're going to shield the first one, and they're going to switch to Skorupi. And I'm going to lag a bunch. Looks like they got about 4 free Poison Fangs through, or Poison Stings. So we grab the shield back. I'm going to go into Stunfisk. And at this point, I have no idea how much energy they have. So I'm really hoping I can just take them down with Rock Slide so I don't have to worry about any of that counting. Unfortunately, they still have a shield remaining. I'm not going to shield this one. And note, I am 4 away from a move. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to win CMP there versus the Skorupi with Stunfisk. It's not going to take it out, but they are going to throw their energy, which is great. This means Vigoroth can come in and get a little bit more of a farm. And then in comes Skarmory. I'm going to farm up a little bit more. I'm very low HP. Remember to watch your Vigoroth's HP. I lost the game because I let my Vigoroth get farmed down when I wasn't paying attention. I swapped to avoid losing my Vigoroth there. It still has a Body Slam. And in comes Wooper. So Wooper versus Shelmet. You can guess who wins this one after you see the Body Slam damage coming out on that Shelmet. Yeah, it's just so tanky. This Body Slam against the Wooper is going to be a lot more effective. And by a lot, I mean a little. But you can easily tank 2 Body Slams on Shelmet, whereas Wooper has some troubles there. Where I'm actually going to go for the Bug Buzz this time, because I know it's going to take 2 more Body Slams or a farm down. So we're just going to Bug Buzz to be safe. In comes Skarmory, and it's low enough that Shelmet could even deal with this. And remember, there's a lot of Body Slam on the Vigoroth as well. Maybe I cut out the end of that set, which was a 3-2. My bad. Either way, we have Talonflame here. I decided to stay in and see how this goes. And by decide, I mean I can't really swap to Shelmet. So we're going to throw out 7 counters, right? That's perfect timing. That's right before their Flame Charge. These counters are adding up against this Talonflame too. Gonna shield the Flame Charge, of course. Can just throw 2 more to the next Body Slam to force that shield. And I realize my Vigoroth is at severe risk of getting farmed down. So I'm gonna swap to a Galarian Stunfisk. We're gonna have to shield up another Flame Charge and see if they stay in. They don't stay in. So at this point, to take out this Talonflame, either my Vigoroth needs energy or my Shelmet needs energy. So it's going to be pretty tough to figure out how to deal with this. In this case, I go for the Earthquake here. Despite Rock Slide being a little bit more effective, I thought it might take it out, but unfortunately it does not. So Aqua Tail will be enough. Vigoroth will be able to come in and clean up this Skorupi, meaning I will have enough energy to get to a move versus that Talonflame. But unfortunately, they're running ABA Flyer, so we've got Talonflame in the lead and Ducklett in the back. My Shelmet kind of has nowhere to go, despite being the MVP in most of these scenarios. So I'm gonna throw the Body Slam, try and take out this Ducklett. Can't shield anything, so if they have Brave Bird, it's over. And yeah, Talonflame doesn't even have to come back in. So well played by my opponent. Definitely did not expect a Flyer in the front and a Flyer in the back. Made it pretty tough for Shelmet to come in. I probably should have brought it in on the Skorupi in hindsight. Alright, Spinda lead. This thing is Psycho Cut and Icy Wind. So in this case, they try and catch the move, but I don't bite. I end up throwing a Body Slam at the Skorupi because I'm debating whether or not to switch to my Stunfisk because I want my Stunfisk for the Spinda as well. But at the end of the day, I grab the shield, swap to the Stunfisk, and hopefully one Rock Slide will be enough. Once again, not going for switch, we're going for shields, so I'm gonna let those 2 Aqua Tails through. Throw a Rock Slide here, which grabs a shield. And then they're gonna throw Aqua Tail to prevent me from getting to the next Rock Slide. This is also fine. In this case, I have a couple options. I have 2 shields up, so I can come in with Vigoroth and just try and take this thing out. I know that I'll have to shield once anyways, so we're gonna shield right away, and we're gonna start building up. They swap into Spinda. Very annoying because it's Icy Winding me, and I will want to stay in and counter it down. So we're going to count 3. I could have done one more, but I wasn't sure if Icy Wind was cheaper on the second go around. Psycho Cut, throw the Body Slam. Both my shields are down now too. Got to preserve this Vigoroth, and it is debuffed, so we're going to swap out regardless. In comes Skorupi again. Just going to have to get to 2 Body Slams here. Yeah, look, another Aqua Tail thrown. No one thinks the Cross Poison should be thrown for some reason against the Shelmet. Here we have another Aqua Tail. I feel like I should have had an Aqua Tail counter. And they actually swapped to catch a move here against the Shelmet. Galarian Stunfisk, yeah, exactly what we don't want to see here. I'm going to get the Bug Buzz out. Got to get this thing pretty low. I need my Vigoroth to be able to get to a move. Or another move, I guess. And yeah, they're going to throw a Rock Slide here. Didn't farm up too much. The next Body Slam would have been quite a bit. In this case, I just throw 1 more. I know they overfarmed. So we're going to throw the Body Slam. It's enough to take out Galarian Stunfisk. And then as long as Skorupi didn't have any extra energy, we're going to be able to take it out with the Body Slam as well. So this team is a lot about energy management. It's all about trying to figure out what charge moves you're going to need against what Pokemon to win the game. In this case, just making sure my Vigoroth could get to the respective charge moves it needed to take down the opposing team here. Scrafty lead. Now you might think, oh, this is awful. You're playing ABA, weak to fighting in the front, weak to fighting in the back. First of all, there's like no Scrafty ever. This is the first Scrafty I've ever seen in 50 games. Second of all, we're gonna grab shield advantage. Power Up Punch is gonna straight up take us out. And then we can come in with Shelmet. 1, 2, 3, 4 infestations. So a Body Slam and a little bit. We're gonna throw the Body Slam, which will easily take out the Scrafty unless they shield. So in this case, we have quite a bit of an energy advantage. I get another infestation through. They get to their Foul Play. We can throw 1, 2, 3 more. So we have almost a free Body Slam coming out of this matchup now because they decide to trade shields. Shelmet is at half HP, which is kind of unfortunate. In comes Skarmory. That's okay. They have Double Flyer in the back. So Double Flyer, G-Fisk is going to absolutely love this. Ducklett's the bigger threat because you want to avoid getting as many Bubble Beams off you as possible. I shield the Bubble Beam, but in hindsight, I feel like Sky Attack or Brave Bird is probably better to shield from the Skarmory. I'm going to farm up a little bit more on this Ducklett as well before we throw the Rock Slide. And then just try and take out this Skarmory. It's not actually as close or as easy as it looks right now. The Skarmory is dealing with a debuff G-Fisk. So this Sky attack really hurts. I'm going to get there and swap out to clear the debuff on the Rock Slide. And I just hope my Shelmet can pressure the Skarmory into not being able to farm down, because then it becomes a CMP race. So don't switch into a Pokemon that can get farmed down. In this case, my Shelmet's not going to get farmed down by the Skarmory, because 2 Body Slams is going to be enough to take it out. Otherwise, it comes down to that Rock Slide damage, which is, I guess, a little bit of a roll of the dice. We're going to win another 4 games here, up over 100 points in just 4 sets, and a lot of fun because we didn't have to play Ultra League. So anyways, this is the team. Hopefully you're able to build at least some of these Pokemon. Shelmet definitely will be used in future little cups. Galarian, Stunfisk, and Vigoroth, I'm sure will be used depending on their eligibility, being an evolved Pokemon and a Pokemon that cannot evolve, two types that generally were not allowed in little cups. So if they are allowed again, they're going to be good. Counter Body Slam is just an insane moveset. G Stunfisk has an insane moveset as well, and a great typing. So it would be very surprising not to see these two rear their ugly heads again in future little cups. So that's it. Appreciate you guys all watching. But yeah, all my socials, they're in the description, so just check those out if you want. And yeah, thanks for watching.